If you don't love me, you must hate yourself. Either way you play with me, you gon' play your...
DA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the west coast of the Sunshine State. Downtown Tampa's the spot, Raymond James Stadium. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Peoples. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. When you look at this defense, they enter this one down in the 26th position in the NFL against the run.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Benson. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So, as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys that have a little extra pep in their step, you go to them early and often.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away. This is taken at the 18. Found good room to run there. Returns it 14 yards. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. On the ground, it's James. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they had lost 2 in a row prior to getting the open week last weekend, so potentially a chance for them to get away for a bit, heal up, and come back strong.
That's what the hope is anyway, because you're going to find out now with your team, are you still focused on being the best you can be for the rest of the season with the things going the way they have earlier this year?
2nd and 6. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 27. A give up the middle with Benson. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. They work now on 2nd and 9. Now they'll change things around before the snap. Second and 9 now. Open man here is Benson. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Operating from the gun. Peoples. He's got his target. That's complete. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. But down here near the goal line, you don't think of a cornerback in run coverage, but he made the stop.
Yeah, most of the cornerbacks we know, they want to be those pass defenders and take away one half of the field. But the best ones in the game are the complete cornerbacks, able to tackle and run support, as we just saw there.
Pass to the right, and he's got McBride. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. The catch good for 6 yards, but now it's 3rd and goal. That's probably as simple of a throw as he'll have all game.
And good for everyone. Good for his completion percentage. Good for the receptions for the receivers. But you know how they work on that. They have footballs with no laces. So as soon as you get the snap, you're just throwing the football. All right, you're not.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. A great effort there. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Cardinals are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. They're already trailing here in this first quarter. Last thing they needed was to cough the football. Well, they coughed it up, but luckily for them, it went out of bounds.
Yeah, still a long way to go. But when you're losing, every possession takes on a little bit more importance, doesn't it? And in that case, they almost made this game a lot more difficult for themselves by turning it over. Fortunate there.
Rolling to his right. That is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On the throw led him too much that time. It's incomplete. You look at this Arizona defense. Well, they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to...
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Emmanuel Forbes. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
On first down, it's Benson. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Another run here with Benson. And the Buccaneer defense for the second straight play, flexing its muscle by forcing a loss. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Out of the gun now on third down. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. Bates' kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a first-to-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body, get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you can get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
Watson off play action. Lets one go downfield for Pierce. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Garrett Williams down the right sideline. And a terrific return as he takes this thing all the way down near the 20-yard line. So they get the interception, and almost as importantly, a big return after that.
And who was the guy that saved the touchdown, partner? The guy who threw the interception. A lot of times, he just gives it the old Olay, but give him credit. He went old school. He was determined not to make this a pick 6, and he got there in time to make the tackle.
Throwing to start the drive. Peoples. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Well, when you time those screen passes perfectly, they can work perfectly, but that time it took a little too long to develop.
And you zeroed in on exactly what makes that play go, timing. Because if the timing's off at all, those unblocked defenders coming at the quarterback, they'll put him on the deck.
He finds his man, complete. It's Benson. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. The Cardinals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. And the slot man goes in motion left. Well, a great read by the secondary. They come up to stop that touch pass before it can even get back to the line. Well, they had stopped him for a loss on the run anyway, so they'll decline that.
It's almost a good psychological advantage, isn't it? You created a penalty, and you still couldn't gain yards against us. No way we need to take that one.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And not what he was hoping for when he brought it out. They're going to get him down short of the 15-yard line. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Has his man, that's James. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2nd and a couple. They run it with James. And he's able to get up here to the 26. The Buccaneers at 500, 3-3 through the season's first 6 weeks. And they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying to get done here.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll have a 2nd and 1 forthcoming. Here's James. Able to get the 1 yard he needed, but nothing more.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. The Cards get to him here. He's brought down for a sack. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation, because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
Now we'll play fake, and it's Watson. And now Watson throws another interception. Picked off by Garrett Williams. I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you're throwing this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
2 yards left on 2nd down from the 9. On the handoff, Benson running right. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
Some good, strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Peoples. They'll roll him out right. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. A lot of work to get away and outside of the pocket, but no actual yardage there on the catch. It's 2nd down. They rolled out of the pocket right, and I think he wanted a little something more out of that play. Obviously, instead he hit a safety valve.
It looked like 2 well-coached teams there, even though there was no yardage gain, because...
And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Cards add 6 to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership...
And got his man complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Watson now to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Ballard. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Here's Watson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
To throw is Watson. And it's caught. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Alec Pierce from 8 yards out. And the Bucs are able to cut into that deficit. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that cuts this lead down to 13. The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
That's complete to Michael Wilson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a first down. Back to throw. Peoples. He finds his man. Complete. It's Benson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards, the final tally.
Well, partner, they've used him quite well out of the backfield in this one. And here's another nice example. They set up the screen, and he's able to pick his way downfield for a nice gain there.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Second down and 6 now from the 26. Operating from the gun. Peoples flushed out right. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
Nice job escaping the pocket. And, boy, he took the shot downfield towards the end zone, didn't he? Trying to go for 6. It just wasn't there against that coverage. They were ready to prevent the big play.
They got to get it to the 21 here on third down. Looking to throw. Peoples. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
They've been moving the ball well, but this drive was in danger of stalling out. Fortunately, this is a nice throw here, and they're able to pick up a new set of downs.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Back to throw. Peoples steps away to his left. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. It's their quarterback on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Cardinals are able to stretch out their lead. The Cardinals setting out to kick this one away, and off we go. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out.